What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 7 of the Modern Running Podcast. I think today we were supposed to have Andy Geltz here. He was going to be the guest that we were going to have, and a family emergency came up with me. We were supposed to record it. What was it, Thursday?
Yeah.
And today's Saturday now, so we were supposed to record it Thursday. Family emergency came up, so I wasn't able to record that day. So here we are. It's Saturday. He said, no worries. We're going to push it back to next week. So this week we're going to talk about racing, Jordan and I. And then next week you can look forward to seeing Andy Geltz. He was an amazing runner for LVC. Absolutely super nice guy. I'm really excited to talk with him. So that'll be something to look forward to next week.
Yeah, I heard
and then
some fast times from him.
he was a great runner. Still runs. And so I'm really excited to talk to him and kind of get his take on things. So that's next week. This week we're going to talk about racing. We wanted to just still put out an episode. And this way it's kind of a nice little break from alumni. We're not, just constantly running alumni. Like, you still get to hear Jordan and I talk, because I know everybody just loves that.
Oh, yeah. It's the best part, right?
Right. So yeah, I know you texted me and kind of said, hey, like, you want to talk about racing, so you want to take the lead on this one?
All right. Well, before we get into that, I want to, because you're back at, you dropped from your 100 this week, right?
Yeah,
last week,
70.
Week was your last 100 to 70. I want to know how that's been going. Update me on your last couple of weeks.
I'm living life.
Easy.
70 miles a week is bliss. I told Dorzak that. He asked me. It's beautiful. I love 70 miles a week. I will always love 70 miles a week. It feels light. It feels simple. I think I've done 2 shakeouts this week compared to 6. So
yeah, compared to daily.
It's right. I'm like, it's great. You pop like a 7 or 8 mile run a day, throw in a 10-mile run and a 4 or 5 mile shakeout. Like, that's the thing, is you can do 70, doing 7 and 3, 7 and 3, 7 and 3 every day. But like, you pop a 10-mile run in there and throw in like a 3 or 4 mile shakeout. Well,
that pops
like 2 or 3 shakeouts off.
Down.
Right. Yeah. So that's where it's like, and I've been used to doing 10 and 4 every day for 2 weeks straight. So it's like, that's nothing. I can do that for one day this week. So
definitely.
So yeah, it's felt great. I felt very relaxed, very smooth. And it's starting
loosened up and everything.
Yeah, I was doing my runs at a little bit of a slower pace than I'm used to, because it was for so long.
Mm-hmm.
That now I'm starting to get back into the 6:30s.
Yeah, you're heating. Oh my! Oh, that's fast. You're heating it up a little bit.
Yeah, we did the long run that I did with. Did I ever tell you about this long run?
Which one?
I did a long run with Mike Dorzak, Noah Baxter, and Nick. I think I did say something about it.
Was that the 16-mile one?
Yes. So that one was fast, but that was at a really flat trail. So doing speed through hills is something that I haven't experienced in a while. But it's fun. Mm-hmm. I like my legs moving this fast.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine.
Yes. Oh, excuse me. It's been
early
good.
Morning yawn.
It's been good. Yeah, it is early. I'm not used to being up this early. But
dude, I started a new sleep schedule for myself.
What is that?
10 to 6. I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. I wake up at 6 in the morning. I wanted to add more daylight to my time. It's 8 hours of sleep.
Look at you go.
Yeah. I wanted to add more daylight.
That's good. That's really good. Being up at 6 you can. Honestly, waking up early, like when you sleep till like even 10, I feel like just so much of your day is gone.
Yeah, I feel that way.
So that's awesome. Good. How's running, man?
Yeah, and it's nice to see this the sunrise too.
Ooh,
it's a good view.
I bet.
Yeah, it's a good change.
How's your week been? How many miles are you at?
60 this week, and I should be on. Yeah, I should be on track back at it.
Nice.
Because I think last time that we talked about our weeks, it was right when I was dealing with my shins, and I was like on my day's break. So I took 3 days off, and then the next week after that, I did like short runs because I didn't want to jump right back into it because I knew it was probably just gonna like hurt itself again.
Mm-hmm.
So I built up that week, and then I really built up the next week, going like up 5 minutes every day until I was at an hour, and that was like last
Hmm.
Sunday. And so this week I was back on normal track.
Nice.
And I mean, the shins feel like achy, like they're definitely not 100%, but they're better than they were before.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's good enough for me.
Good. Well, that's good. I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear that you're getting back at it. That's good.
yeah, I'm healthy again. I almost
Nice.
got attacked by a dog one time
Oh.
last week. Yeah, it was sounds a lot worse than it was because I actually did get attacked by a couple dogs before in my career. But this
Oh.
was a dog about as old as yours and about the size of yours, so it wasn't an attack. It was cute,
Okay.
but
It was a
it was on a
ferocious
busy road
pupper.
and it came across and it didn't
Oh.
stop, so I had to stop for it.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. And then
I've had.
the funny part is the son was out, like not the son, but like the owner's son,
Oh, okay.
and he
Yeah.
was, I would say, I don't know, 9 or 10, something like that.
Oh.
Um, and I mean, you could tell I don't want to mean anything by this, but like he likes his video games. Like
Okay.
you
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
tell,
Right.
like
Right.
he had a video game shirt on,
Right.
and I would assume in order to buy like merch, you'd have to like that game pretty much. So he
Right.
came running out across the road, and he stepped into the grass, and it was like right by a cornfield, so it's uneven, and right away just plop. It took everything I had not to laugh. Because like this little boy comes out to get his dog and just there it goes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and that was only like a half mile away from my house. So it was towards the end of my run. So
Ooh.
I had a good laugh afterwards.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I've had a dog chase me, but like it was a cute little pupper, and I had to stop and I brought it back to the woman
Yeah.
because I was like, "Oh, you cute dog. You
Yeah.
just want to go for a run."
Anytime they like go across the road, I make sure to like
Right.
stop because I don't want the dog to,
Right.
get hit.
Right.
Do you remember when the dog knocked me over
Yes.
during our like last run together?
Yes.
Yeah, the car was like literally almost hit it, so it jumped out of the way and knocked me over.
That's all right. We prefer that compared to the dog
The
getting hit
dog
by
getting
the
hit.
car.
Yeah, yeah. I had two Rottweilers chase me before
Oh
when I
my
was in,
God.
I think it was like sophomore year during the winter, and I don't go on this road anymore. It was
I
really
wouldn't.
close to my house. Yeah. So they were in their yard and they came out to the street. So like naturally I took a couple steps into the field across
Hmm.
and they didn't stop and they chased me like a good bit through the field and it was up a hill.
That
Uh,
is
yeah,
terrifying.
like, when your life flashes before your eyes, that literally
Yes.
is what happened. Like, I didn't know it was going to happen. I mean, they're big dogs and they sound scary and they had
Yes.
their teeth out and their slobber going.
Hmm.
They looked hungry.
They let you know.
Yeah,
They
I
let you
took
know they're
off.
not there to play.
Yeah, but they didn't
That's
want to
funny.
hurt me. I mean, if they wanted to hurt me, they would have.
I love dogs.
Cause yeah,
Absolutely love dogs.
yeah,
That is key to my soft side. I'm always soft, but if I had a soft side, it would be through dogs.
yeah, absolutely. I
Absolutely.
feel like that's every human.
They are the sweetest thing.
They are. Yeah.
So racing.
Yes, racing. Oof. So
I feel like there's a lot we can say here.
there's definitely a lot. This is, I would assume for you, and it's
This is my
definitely for
lifeblood.
me. Yes, yes. This is what I look forward to.
This is
If
how I get
I,
by.
yes, that race, like, what is it? One race every 2 weeks? I don't know. Every so
Depends on the
often,
season.
yeah. But from the moment we finish a race, we're looking forward to the next one. They're
Bingo.
the highlight of the season, everything like that. There's that's why we run. Some people run to like lose weight, get
Hmm.
general health better, whatever. We do it for the races.
Yes.
And so racing, we run at a pretty fast pace.
Yes.
I would say for the
I think
distance
everybody
we
would
go,
agree that. I think everybody would agree
yeah,
with that.
yeah, for the distance we go, we run at a pretty healthy pace.
Hmm.
And so I feel that pace is not even possible to be matched at practice.
Correct.
And I feel like that's because at a race there's more on the line
Hmm.
and you just have more of a drive to
Yeah, you have
push
more
yourself.
adrenaline. and your
Yeah.
your mind knows what's at stake.
Yeah, exactly. So for you, what is like the main things that sort of put together your mid-race motivation when you're like a 5K into your 8K? What keeps your legs
Ooh,
pumping?
that's good. That's a good question because I feel like a lot of people who aren't, and this isn't to like talk down on anybody, but like people who don't have the same passions for racing, this is where people struggle,
Yeah.
and this is where you have to find something and dig something out of you to keep going. Because this is the 5K, that's the turning point in an 8K.
Mm-hmm.
2 laps into a mile, that's the turning point. Whatever it may be,
Yep.
in every race, there's a turning point in a race, and it's where somebody decides if they're going to be great or if they're going to settle. And being
Mm-hmm.
great is so subjective to whatever you make it out to be. So being great for you and being great for me are two completely different things, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like they're not going to be the same thing, um, but you make a choice on if you want to be great or not. And so I feel like the people that aren't as into racing, it's all the time. It's easier for you to say, "Oh, I'll just settle." Like it's
Yep.
100%. I'll admit it's easier,
Mm-hmm.
but
I've done it.
right, I have too.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic to say, every race I'm going to go out and I'm going to be great. Like you're not going to be
Yeah.
perfect
That's
100%
that's
of the time.
tough.
You
Yeah.
have to accept your failures. So, anyways, to
Mm-hmm.
answer your question, when I get to my 5K or the point where my legs are like, man, this really sucks. Why did you pick this sport? Um, I usually think about whoever's in front of me most of the time. So I'll look and like that person's in front of you. They're not thinking like this. Stop thinking like this and catch them.
Okay.
So I pick similar to how I said, when I first started running, I pick a sign and I run to the sign. Then
Mm-hmm.
I pick a person and then I run
And
to
catch
them.
up to them. Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, stay here for a minute because obviously you can't maintain, ridiculously fast pace for the rest of the race. That's not realistic.
Mm-hmm.
But you can eyes up, focus, pick somebody, move up. Because when I'm focusing on that and moving up constantly, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not focused about my legs. I'm not focused about how much that hurts. I'm not, control your breathing. I find that the more I, control my breathing during a race and the calmer that I feel my breath is, the more I can focus on, one thing, and that's finding somebody and going towards them, and the less I focus on my legs.
Gotcha.
So that's
Makes
probably the
sense.
biggest thing. What's yours?
Mine's like I feel like it's like a deep level of my mind and
Okay.
soul and everything. I don't know. That
Okay.
sounds like really deep, but
No,
it
no.
kind of is.
I like
But
it.
like sophomore year, and this is gonna sound really weird, but the girl I was talking to at the time,
Okay.
she and I was talking like before the race. This was actually the district race where I missed states by about six, not even 6 inches. It was like a heel strike difference, and yeah, it is. But I wouldn't have gotten there if I didn't have the proper motivation that I had. And
Right.
so motivation during a race comes in like really weird forms,
Mm-hmm.
I would say. I mean, at least for me, because like you, I feel like you run closer to your race pace at practice, like during workouts and stuff, than I do. And like,
Right.
I don't even think I'm able to. And I've always said that since like,
Right.
I don't know, junior year of high school. I've always been like, I physically cannot run as fast at practice.
Right.
And it's because of like, she gave me her hairband that I wore on my wrist. And
Look
so,
at you.
yeah. And so anytime I was like tired, I literally just looked at it and surged.
Ooh,
And
okay.
it worked.
Bit of a hopeless romantic. I like it.
Yeah. And
I
that,
like it.
yeah. And so that was the last race of that. And then junior year, a race came where similar thing happened, and I was still single at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that girl we ended up, dating for a short amount of time,
Okay.
but we were still like talking and everything by
Mm-hmm.
junior year. And so junior year comes, I have this race where I deeply need motivation, and I kept the hair tie. It was still in my bag.
Okay.
I actually didn't know I kept it,
Look
but
at
it
you.
was in like a little compartment. Yeah. I'm a weird kid. Okay.
Hey,
I,
that's all
I,
right.
I
You're
hold on to
admitting it
weird things.
to all of 20 people that listen to this, but still,
Yeah. I'm comfortable with doing that. I mean,
they'll know your
I'm
secrets.
not afraid of that.
Okay.
And so put it on again. Same thing happened. And
Okay.
then this is where the story goes from aw to oh.
Okay.
So February junior year, and this is why I wear this. I don't know if I told you about this story.
You haven't told me, but I've kind of a little bit put like two and two together,
Yeah.
but you haven't directly told me, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah. So for the people listening and not watching, I have a wristband on my. This is sort of hard to talk about, so
Hey, that's all right. Take your time.
yeah, breathing a little heavy, but I have a wristband on my wrist because junior year. Wow, this is actually a lot harder to talk about. I never like talked about it, you know,
Right,
like
right.
it was only like in the moment of it happening.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, if you need to take a minute, I can cover.
Um, yeah, I just need to recatch my breath, you know.
You're good. You're good.
Give me like 30 seconds.
All right. All right. So I love racing. Racing's pretty great. I that's the biggest thing for me with running is like racing is my lifeblood. I run so that I can race, and that's where I truly find my passion and I can lose myself is when I'm in the middle of a race. Uh, and I think that's something that, once you like really experience a race like that where you fully lose yourself in it, and every other part of your life, every other stressor, every other anything you forget about. I forget about people, I forget about things, I forget about homework, I forget about everything. Homework's usually the first thing out of my mind, but I forget about everything when I race. Like the moment I step up to that line, it's me, it's my team, and it's everybody else. And it's all right. It's this is the time. The next, whatever, 26 minutes are going to decide something. So what are they going to decide? And
I
it's
like that.
I just as much as I can, I try to be the best that I can be that day.
I Yeah, I feel the same way with that. And I actually have some that popped in my mind when you said about the next 26 minutes.
Hmm.
Like it just sounded so familiar to a quote from a movie. But I'll come right back to that after I
Hmm.
finish my story
Yeah,
here.
yeah, go ahead, go
So
ahead.
junior year, I'm just gonna splurt it out real quick
That's
because
fine.
I don't really want to go in depth. But my good friend died in a car accident, single car accident, and so I wear a wristband every single day since then. And I don't look at it every single race, but like whenever I need to, it's there, and
Hmm.
it gives me that extra oomph that I need.
And that's special.
Yeah, definitely. I think it really happened at Max.
Okay.
That was yeah, which I mean it really showed in my time compared to
I
like
was gonna say you crossed that line and genuinely had me worried for
yeah, I
your
couldn't see.
well-being.
Yeah,
I turned
I
around and you were just on all fours, like I can't see. I was like, okay, well your parents are right in front of you. Can you see them? No. I was like, okay,
yeah
I'm a little concerned,
yeah.
but that's
I don't think
good.
I ever pushed myself that hard before,
And
but
that speaks volume.
yeah, it does. But yeah, so that's my drive, I guess I would say.
That's
But
awesome.
the whole losing yourself for those 26 minutes,
Hmm.
that's also my drive. I enjoy a race to its full potential.
Yes.
Like college running in the 8K compared to the 5K, I felt like it was so much more fun, and I think that's because it's longer.
Yes. I agree.
Like you're in that stress-free, you're just running
Hmm.
environment
I
for
agree.
just a lot longer.
Hmm.
And so on the one hand, I want to last as long as possible, which obviously wouldn't be good for the race. But if you're running fast, it feels like you're running forever. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree. It doesn't feel like you're going quicker. Like 26 versus 28 to me, like there really isn't a difference in terms of like how I feel.
Yeah.
time wise, but it genuinely, it doesn't feel shorter. Like to your point, it feels longer, but in a good way. Like I feel like I'm losing myself more
Yep.
in
Yeah.
a healthy way, obviously. But like, yeah, no, I love it. I love. There's nothing better than like just having a full stride. It's almost like there are times. Have you ever felt like when you're running and everything's going right, and you get the whole crowd cheering as you go by? Like I think to our home meet, when you come down along that strip, um, it's kind of like the straightaway where the trees are all on your right, and you come down. You go by it like three
And the
times.
open field on your left.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you come around that corner, and there's just
Yes.
people. And so
Everyone at the race is right
it's
there.
like a little quiet. You might hear a team cheer, and then you come around this corner, and everybody's here. It's right by like the 2 mile mark, I think. Um,
Hmm.
and everybody's cheering. And that right there, I felt that this past year, my sophomore year. Everything was just in slow motion for a minute.
Yep.
Like I just felt like my stride was perfect. My form was great. I was in a great position for where I was at, like fitness level. So I was like, I was
Hmm.
doing well. And I was just like, this is perfect. Like this is why I do what I do.
Yep.
So it's like
Do you remember regionals right after the mile mark where it was like just straight and on both sides of where you were running, it was just full of people?
yes, yes,
That did the
yes,
same thing for me. It
dude,
literally felt
that
like a
was
movie
so
where it just went
many
slow mo.
people. That
Yeah.
was so many people.
Yeah.
I was
Like
like,
it didn't
what
even
is
feel like I was
happening?
running at that moment.
Yeah,
And
I remember when you called me. You scared the
yeah,
hell out of me.
yeah, that was fun. We raced
We
together.
should do that again sometime, dude. Um,
Well, your 100 miles might put you a little bit
dude,
further in front,
whatever,
but
whatever our first race is, whenever it is, my goal is to go sub 26 immediately.
ooh,
That's my rust buster is sub 26.
okay.
We can hope.
Okay.
I set a little bit of unrealistic goals sometimes, but
I think you can do that.
I just hold
I think you
myself
can
to
do
a high
that one.
standard.
Yeah. I mean, you
So,
have to, but
um, so yeah, racing it's something special
yeah.
to I feel
And
like a lot of
did you ever
people.
watch Fast and Furious? This is that
No,
quote I was talking about. Oh,
no.
you didn't? Oh man.
But go ahead, go ahead.
Anyway, in the first episode, Dominic Toretto, who's like the main character in the show,
Okay.
he says like the reason he loves drag racing so much is because like for those 10 seconds or less, and this is like direct quote, for those 10
Hmm.
seconds or less, I'm free. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what it's like for running, except a
Longer.
lot longer.
Yeah.
And so like track, it's not as long, like the mile, maybe like 4 minutes of freedom. Cross
Right.
country, you get like a half-hour chunk where you're
Just
just
bliss.
having fun. Yeah.
That's
And I
really the
don't I don't know
biggest
if you
thing.
do this. Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead.
But when I'm like in the beginning of a race, probably the first 2 miles, 3 miles, I'm completely out of my race mentality. Like I'm not even trying to like surge race. I mean, I race
Really?
smart, like I run pole to
Right,
pole and
right.
everything like that, but I'm not like completely dialed into my racing. I'm sort of like sitting back out of my element and just like taking it all in. Like I will literally
Oh,
like
that's
look
interesting.
around. I have pictures where I like smile to the camera and like point to my parents and everything. And like, I mean, that's just what I do in the first couple, like
Right.
until
I
it gets tough.
the biggest my racing mentality used to be so I'm like a little person. I think I said that before. I'm tiny.
Hmm.
Um, I have no shame in it. It is what it is. I can't change it at this point. If I could, I would. But I'm a tiny person, and so I used to get very aggressive. I'm still aggressive when I race, but like before my race, I used to be like, I could run through a brick wall right now. Like I'd listen to very aggressive music, and like
Yes.
I could walk up to the line with like this death stare, like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, well, you're four
Yeah.
foot tall, so I don't really know how much damage you're gonna do, but you can try. So I'd walk up there like this badass, like kind of thing. And that was high school, and it went well.
Hmm.
But I got to college and I did that a little bit. And then at Max this year, indoor Max, I tried something totally different, which you should never do the day of a
Not
championship
not a
race.
big no, not a big
Don't
race.
recommend it. It worked
Yeah.
out well, but I don't recommend you do this. Um, but I changed it, and I was like, because I had a lot of pressure. I don't know if you know this, but I had a lot of pressure on me to score. It was a lot of self-inflicted pressure. Coach
Okay.
was like, "Hey, it would be cool if you scored in at least one of your events, the 5K or the 3K. Like that'd be dope."
Hmm.
Um, and if anybody knows my mentality, put that as, okay, well, I have to score because coach wants me to. So
Yeah.
you either score or you let him down. Those are your two options. So and I can thank my mother for that wonderful gift. So I put a lot of pressure on myself for no reason. If I hadn't have scored, coach wouldn't have been mad.
Hmm.
Um, and so that whole week kind of leading up, I was like, there's pressure.
So you were
Um,
stressed the whole time going up to it,
yes,
which
I was very
stress
stressed.
does not
No,
go well
does
with
not help.
running. Yeah.
So I was thinking and I was like, man, like, why am I stressed? And I thought back and like, the whole point of me running is to free myself from this stress.
Yep.
Like, that's why I do it. This is where I go to relax.
Hmm.
Believe it or not, putting myself through intense pain for
Is
10 to
tranquility.
30 minutes, that is bliss for me. That is
Yep.
the best place in the world. If I could do that, 3 times a week, I would, and have my legs recover. If I could do it every day, I would. My legs just would absolutely hate me.
Hmm.
But like, I was running to avoid stress, and here I was letting stress come into my running. And like, why? Why is that? So the day of Max, I woke up and I was like, you know what? We're not going to stress at all. Um, we're just going to be happy that I get to race. We're going to be happy that I'm here at Max,
It's a much better mentality.
that I get to race. The outcome doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I'm just happy that I get to race. So my mom is probably the number one person that can attest to this. Every time she comes to see me race, she would see me like, with my death glare, like, ooh, I'm gonna kill
Hmm.
someone. And she'd be like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." Like, I'm ready. And like I was just aggressive. And that day, I did a strider, and she was on the inside of the track. And it was for my 5K, the very first race, so Friday. And she was like, "Are you ready?" And I smiled, and I was like, "Yes, I'm ready." And she was like, "You're smiling," because she knows that normally I don't smile. And I was
Hmm.
like, "I'm just happy that I'm here. I'm happy that I get to do this." And that little click changed so much
Yep.
because those two races, that 5K and that 3K, I think I've said this before, two best races of my entire life.
Hmm.
Back to back, that 3K was amazing. I ran the fastest mile that I've ever run since I've been in college, and that was after a 5K and the first 1,200 meters of a 3K. Like, that just isn't how it should work, but I ran an insane time for that.
Hmm.
So I was just like, that's why I do this. It's not because it's stress. It's amazing. It's stress relieving. It
Yep.
makes me happy. And so I should be happy when I'm lining up to start running. And I
Hmm.
think that it's proof that like you should always learn and grow.
Yes.
Like I thought that mentality that I had before was the best mentality to have when it's like, no, I just learned something even better. I did
Yep.
so much better. And so it's like always question what you know, always, want to learn more. And I wanted to just try something new.
Yep.
And it worked really well
On a really risky day, but
on a
it,
very
it works.
risky
So it
day.
doesn't matter.
Very risky day,
Yeah.
especially because freshman year at Max, my 5K was awful. I had a terrible 5K my freshman year indoor. So I was like, well, you know, either we're 0 for 2 or we're 1 for 2 here. So
Yep.
let's go. Let's figure
Yep.
something out.
I really like that story. That was amazing. Because I was
It
like a
was,
similar way in high school, and my
yeah,
parents knew it too. Like, my mom was like, "How does that get you hyped up to run?" Because I would listen to like rock music, and I was like,
yeah,
"I
yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
it just gets my mindset ready." And
Right,
then
like to kill somebody.
yeah,
Like,
and
why?
then
Why are you so aggressive?
college, I didn't do that at all.
Hmm.
Like, do you know the song Dance Monkey?
Yes,
That was
great
my
song.
Mac race.
Okay, okay,
So the whole time before that, I had it on repeat. I was like
that's
internally
awesome.
dancing,
Yeah,
and
dude, that's the thing is
I was
like
just like so happy.
some people it works. Like I always think about the picture if anybody's seen of Michael Phelps. Where's my phone? Let me see if I can get it. I don't know where I put my Oh, it's back here. Um, I also don't have a timer going for this, so I really hope we're not talking for 9 years. Um,
I hope not.
but hold on, let me look up. There's a picture of Michael Phelps. If anybody doesn't know who he is, he's the American swimmer,
I
who's
really hope
insane.
everyone does.
I also really hope he's
He's
from
he's
Maryland. Did you
like
know that?
he's like worldwide. He's from what?
He's from Maryland. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So there's this picture of him when he's at the Olympics. Have you ever seen this picture?
Yes.
So, so
It looks like
he
he's
was
like snorting there though.
he was listening to "Stick Talk" by Future, um, which is it's a great song. If you haven't listened to it, I really recommend. Great song. It's called "Stick Talk" by Future. And it's not like outrageously aggressive. Like it's not like headbang stuff. Um,
Mhm.
but it gets you up, and it's like that's where I always thought, okay, I need to make that base before I race. Like that's the kind of thing I need. And it's like,
Yep.
no, you could just be chilling, like be
Mhm.
dancing, be happy. To your point, like dance internally, dance externally. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Do something that makes you smile, because ultimately, racing should make you smile. And I think the biggest person that taught me that is Eliud Kipchoge. Um, I don't know if you've ever seen him race, but every time he's about to finish a marathon, he races marathons. He's the one who set the marathon world record, for those who don't know, 1:59:40. Oh, sorry, that's not the world record because it wasn't an official marathon, but he has the official world record marathon. It's like
Yeah.
2:02 or something like that. But he's run a marathon in under 2 hours, which is an unbelievable accomplishment. And
Insane.
if you look there, to run 26.2 miles in under 2 hours, he ran at like 4:30 pace per mile. For reference, I can only do that for 1 mile.
I can't do that
I
for
was gonna
1 mile.
say he then did it for 26.2. So absolutely incredible athlete. And at the end of that, I would probably be crawling to the finish line, but he was
Mhm.
smiling, just effortless. And so it's
Yep.
like that. When I saw that, I was like, you gotta smile. Like running makes me happy. So be
Mhm.
happy. Don't be like this angry grr, like I'm gonna kill something. Like be happy. Enjoy yourself. If you're doing
Yeah.
something that you enjoy doing, be happy while you're doing it. Be happy getting
Mhm.
ready for it. If I enjoy, ice skating, well, I'm gonna be happy driving to the ice skating rink. Like, you know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
completely weird example. Um,
It works.
but like I've now understood. And hey, if listening to that metal music and stuff like that works for you, by all means, great. That's awesome.
Yeah. Whatever works.
Right. I'm just I thought it worked for me, and it does to an extent.
Mhm.
But I tell you, just being happy is a totally different. It's a different game.
Yep. It's
So
like this can be like a weird analogy, but it's gonna work. It's like drinking from a straw, and like for you, and I mean for me, because it was like the same thing. That
okay.
like metal music and that angry mentality was
Oh,
like
I see what you're
only
saying.
half the straw was working, so you were only getting like half the liquid up. And
Got it.
then once you like enjoyed it more, it was full flowing.
Right. Right.
Like have
Right.
you
You
ever
got like
seen
a fake
Usain
straw.
Bolt before one of his
Yes.
races?
He's just
And
happy.
he's just like it's like he's not about to break the world record, or he's not
Right.
about to like
Right.
win Olympic gold, which is like
Right.
what's on the line when he's
Right.
getting ready for these
He's just
races.
calm
And he's
and.
just like waving to the crowd. He's
Hmm.
giving fist bumps to the people holding his blocks. It's
Yep.
like it's just cool stuff. And
Yeah.
he's totally out of whatever mindset most people go in.
Right.
And
Because I feel
I
like
just think
especially
that's
when
like insane.
if you get on that world stage, all that would be going through my head is nerves.
Yeah.
But it's like if you really just think about it, like just be happy. And then, because you
Mhm.
waste so much energy on nerves and being nervous. And
Yeah.
my mom always was like, save your energy for the race. Don't be nervous. I'm like, I don't know how to not be nervous. You're the one who made me nervous.
Yeah.
Like my mom is notorious. I hope she doesn't get mad for me telling this story, but like she used to race. She's the one who got me into running. When the morning of a race, I would always remember it's a crappy morning. Every morning of a race, because my mom would get so worked up. Doesn't matter if it's the turkey trot or the Olympics, it's the same reaction. She would like sit there and like on the couch. She would
Really?
dry heave on the couch, like, and I'm like, Mother, chill. You're going to do the
That
turkey
early?
trot. Yeah, like hours before her
Wow.
race. Hours. She still does it with lifting too. So my mom lifts now competitively. She's very, very good at it.
Very
She's one of
strong.
the best in the United States. Um, so, um, the morning of any competition, I'm telling you, we went to a competition, um, one morning that I don't even know. Hopefully you couldn't hear that. I just burped. Excuse me. That was gross.
Did not hear
Oh, well, I just admitted that to everybody. The morning of a competition, I don't know. It was small. I don't know how small it was, but it was small. She was sitting on the couch, like her hands in her head, and I was like, "Hey, you ready for today?" And she was like, "I'm," and I was like, "Mom,
Wow.
like, I do." She was like the thing is, you do this every day.
hmm
Like, why, why are you nervous? And again, I used to be nervous. I'm not going to say I never get nervous because I do. Everybody gets nervous. But to the
hmm
point of dry heaving, that's just detrimental. That's not going to
Yeah.
help anything. And she's
Yeah.
sitting there. So every time she was like, "Don't get nervous because it just wastes your energy." I'm like, "You sit there and dry heave on the
Yeah.
couch." Before we've been in the car and she's like talking, having a conversation, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, "Mom, stop! We're just having a normal conversation." Like, "Oh yeah, after this today, I think we're gonna go." I'm like, "Mom!"
Wow.
She just gets
Wow.
so anxious, which I get it, I do,
I
but I'm
do it
like,
like on the line, and when we're doing
really?
like our strat
Oh, that's
outs,
when I'm
yeah.
most
Like
calm.
I don't think I dry heave, but I cough.
On the line, I am the most ready for anything.
hmm
You
Yeah,
could give
on the
me,
line I'm ready, but when we're doing our
yeah,
runouts and stuff,
dude, that's a
like my
different
last
kind
second
of
jitters.
like pure quiet, like right before the gun goes off.
Oh yeah, it's
That quiet,
beautiful.
I get adrenaline in my body just thinking about it.
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
kind of
same.
quiet and stillness, everybody's just waiting and you just don't hear anything for a second,
hmm
and then boom, it completely changes. The gun goes off, crowd starts yelling, you hear footsteps. Hearing footsteps,
That
dude,
many of them too.
yes, boom, 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 boom. That's crazy to me.
It sounds like a
I love that.
stampede.
I do. I love that.
What was the biggest race you ever in, like number of people wise?
Number of people wise, where's my phone again? It was probably Nike Cross Regionals.
Oh, that was
Um,
probably really big.
that was huge, but I also had to like pay for that, and that wasn't through my school.
hmm I did like a
Um,
Foot Locker thing, Foot Locker regionals.
yes, we thought about doing that, but that was all individual, and we wanted one with a team. So if you
Okay.
can see here, that's the starting line.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Um, so
Wow.
that race was fun because I sprinted the entire first mile just so I could get announced. Like if you look right
Yes.
here,
Did you get announced?
yes,
Yes.
that's your boy right over. I don't know if you could see me right there.
Yep. I see your form.
Um, so yeah, so I sprinted the entire first
Dang.
mile, and I actually this is a humble brag that I'll fully brag about. Your boy made it on the mile split US Twitter
Hey,
because I led the
that's
mile,
sick.
but then the guy in where was it? Hold on. The guy in black, kind of behind this guy in red. You see him in the black singlet?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won.
Oh,
He
okay.
passed me right after that picture was taken. They said, and in first is Noah Griffin, and then boom, he passed. I was like, all right, there's where the race
Where did
starts.
you end up finishing?
25th.
That's still good.
I mean, I
Top
was
top
happy with it.
30.
It wasn't that was the open race. That wasn't the competitive race.
Okay, yeah.
So that
Those are
guy,
nuts.
yes, I watched the competitive race. I did not, after, the thing is like, after my entire senior year of racing, um, and like, because this is when I would get stressed and worked up and working myself up for every race. I was like, I just want a fun race. before I go into indoor. I just want one last hoorah with my friends to do cross country and no stress, just to have a good time. And so we did that, which was great, absolutely perfect. We somehow got 7 people down to North Carolina and in a hotel,
Ooh.
and like food and all that jazz. I don't know how we did that, but that was really
pretty
stressful.
cool.
But that was the biggest race, not for school. For school, the biggest race I was ever in, anybody who went to Westminster knows, the Oatlands Plantation Race. So it's a race that is in Virginia, and for some reason we decided to go. I absolutely hate this course. I've never run a good time there. It's perfectly flat, probably similar to Lock Haven. Probably a little more hilly than Lock Haven, but not bad. Okay. So it's flat. The first mile's all downhill, and it's so big that you get teams from many different states. It's so big that people, a starter, will climb up on a ladder, and they put both hands up and they say, "Ready, runners to your mark." And then they go out. They say, "Get set." And in his left hand is a flag. His right hand is a gun, but it's a shotgun.
Oh.
And they say,
That's
boom.
It's a bit bigger
And so
than a starting pistol.
It is so loud because you just hear bang.
Yeah.
And then you get there's 6 races that day. There's varsity A, B, JV, and then open. So 7 races because there's 2 per gender and then the open.
Jeez.
So yeah, it's led by a 4-wheeler because the gators aren't fast enough, or the golf carts aren't fast enough that lead it. So it's led by a 4-wheeler. But it's great because you go through like a little creek. Then there's sand that you have to run through. Like it's a pure cross country race.
Yeah. It's one of those cool ones.
Yeah, and I hate it so much. so
wasn't expecting that.
much. I hate that race. I will never. My senior year, my coach said, "All right, where do you guys want to go?" And that was the first one I ruled out. I was like, "No, we're not going there. It's not happening." My freshman year, I had an okay race. My sophomore year, it was not good. My junior year, I was first on my team my junior year, and I lost to our 8th runner. Like, I was behind our 8th runner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, he was in a different race and ran faster than me. So I was like, I'm done. I hate this course. I'm done with it. This is stupid.
Was it like the obstacles and stuff?
No, it was just that race. So my junior year, the first mile, there's, obviously a lot of people. And when you go downhill, it's a little dry. So there's dust. So I was like squinting my eyes and coughing, and everybody's squinting and coughing. Like, this is insane. And then, then I got a side stitch. That was like, normally I can, tough it out. But like, I'm telling you, this put me out of the race. And I'm so embarrassed to say it because like, it just sounds so sad. But like, people would just pass me, and my friend was finished second in this race. And I should have won. And so I finished like 190 something. Like I was just out. I ran a 19-minute, which is for me, that's not good. If you run a 19-minute, I'm not saying it's bad. Good for you for running that.
But for like what you're
what I was capable of, I could have run a 16 something that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sucks. My friend got a medal. I didn't get a medal. It's like, this is stupid. I think I cried after that race because I was so embarrassed. I felt like I let my team down. And I mean, honestly, we weren't going to win. We weren't going to do like well compared to like other schools come there that are like ridiculously good. So like our team placement didn't matter, but I felt like I let my team down so much that I cried. And my girlfriend at the time was just like, "Oh no, it's okay. It's okay." I was like, I need everybody to leave me alone for a minute. I'm just so upset. So yeah, that was the biggest race. What was yours?
Mine was states my senior year.
Okay.
And I got a side stitch in the first 100 meters.
I came to that race.
And it did not go away.
I
Do you
saw you
remember it?
win. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
remember
was,
that race.
yeah. It was like, which, have you ever run on that course? Or like, do you know how hilly it is?
Noah has told me about it, but I've never personally run on it.
Yeah. So I am a hill runner, strong hill runner. I
Hmm.
love hills. By far the hardest course I've ever run in my life.
Really?
Like even though I had a side stitch, it kicked the crap out of my legs.
Really?
It was I would say it was terrible.
Really?
But yeah, 100 meters in, got a side stitch, and then by the time I got like to the mile mark, a mile and a half, I was like, well, this race is shot. I still have a side stitch, and these hills suck even more with a
Yikes.
side stitch. Yeah, so but I enjoyed it. The last mile and a half, since I already knew, I was like, well, this is not going to be a great time. I
Mhm.
feel like crap. My coach
Right.
sees that I feel like crap. My future coach is here watching me run like crap.
Oof.
Because O'Brien, yeah, Coach O'Brien was there too. And
Yes.
so I came across the line. It was like high 18s, which is still
I
good,
was gonna say that's not
decent
awful for
on
that
that
course.
course. Yeah. But I wasn't even bothered by it. I was still happy. But
Coach still wanted
you
you.
know, yeah. So there was like, I would say 250 people in that race or something.
Yeah,
And
probably.
so races that have, I would say, over 150, the starting lines just have a completely different, like, I don't know. It starts so much faster, I
Yes.
feel. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like people literally sprint because I guess when you have that many people,
You gotta get
it's
out.
so important to get out or else you're just going to get trapped.
Uh-huh.
And so when you start with like 200 people plus or even, everyone is just full sprint. Like when you have, I don't know, maybe like 50 yards wide and you have 200 people sprinting like racehorses, there is a ton of shoving and words being spoke and everything.
You guys
And
is
you can't really hear anything though because of how loud everyone's footsteps are.
your guys' races in PA are so different than mine.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Like I talked to a lot of people and even for track, they were like, "Oh yeah, we, went undefeated in track." And I was like, "How do you go undefeated in track? Like, what?" And they were like, "Well, we haven't lost a dual meet in however long." And I was like, "I've never run a dual meet.
You guys don't have dual meets?
We have the lowest I've run is a quad meet, and that was like
Really?
that was that was so low key. I ran the 100 that day.
Jeez.
I only went to invitationals every
Wow.
weekend. That quad meet was on a Tuesday. That I
Wow.
so
Yeah.
my coach was like, "Well, you're racing. You just raced Saturday. You're racing again this Saturday, so you're gonna run the 1, the 2, and the 4, and we're gonna do like a little
Dang.
bit of speed work." Um, so it was like I've only ever. So that's what people are
Wait,
like.
so do you guys not have like a league that you like
We
keep
have a
track of what team
county.
beats who?
We have county play if that's what you're talking about.
Is it just one race though? Or is it like
Yes.
over the season?
Nope. It's just one
What?
race. So it's
Dang.
like your state title. That's our county title. Same thing. You go to counties, and then points are scored. Same way a normal meet is, and whoever has the most points at the end, that's it. Same with cross. Cross, the smallest I ever had was a quad meet, um, and
That's
counties
what
was
ours are too.
decided. Counties was decided at one race,
I
and
mean,
if
I
you,
guess that's how ours are, but like, do you have, I guess for you it would be a county all-star? Do you have things like that?
we have first team, second team, all county.
Yeah. So
That's
those
picked.
are each race, right? Or is it just
No,
them?
it's just at the end of the year.
What?
So at the end of
Wow.
the year, you make first team or second team, and the Carroll County Times publishes it, and that's how you find out, and that's it.
Wow. Because we have a league all-star thing, which I was on it sophomore and senior year.
Hmm.
I wasn't on it junior year because every single race gets factored into it. Like your place
Oh,
against like every team gets factored into it. And so I had one bad race and it ruined it.
You know,
So like you have to show up for all like 8 races or whatever.
first team all county is um like it's like first team all MAC. It's first
Hmm.
through I think 15th for counties. And it's the same for like the Carroll County Times was our like newspaper. They did like a athlete of the year, you know, volleyball player of the year,
Hmm.
runner of the year, football player of the year, all that jazz. So your run of the year is similar to the MAC run of the year at that race. Whoever wins, bang, they get it.
I like
Um,
that though.
I do too. Makes you come up clutch. You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
like doesn't matter how your season went, you put it beside you and you race.
Yeah. I wish PA did that instead of
Hmm.
every single race matters.
Yeah, I
Because like
agree.
I said, I had one bad race. And
Right.
it was, I mean, it was a terrible race.
Well, and not every race is gonna be perfect. Like you can't
Exactly.
come out and expect every race to go exactly according to plan.
Yeah. But that's what they require for this
Right.
all-star thing. And that's what they require for like the league runner of the year. That's what we have. Because my
Uh,
teammate got it this year.
Ooh, good for him.
But he had to win everything to get it. Like if he would have lost one like dual meet, he probably wouldn't have gotten it because the kid who was also in the running won all the. They're not dual meets; they're quad meets for cross country.
Got it.
Because the kid who was also in the running for it won every quad meet, but then got second at the league championship to
Oh,
get
to
it.
him.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
That's
it's like
yeah,
literally
that's
every single invitationals don't count. Like if we go to
oh.
Gettysburg Invitational, it doesn't count because not everyone goes there from our league. Like, those
Oh.
are just like fun races.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
the invitationals are what mattered. That's
really.
I'm telling you, cross, that's all we did. Every weekend was an invitational. Um, you were lucky if you got a week off
Hmm.
after like a quad meet in the week. But like if you had a quad meet, you did a workout. Sometimes I would do like if I had a quad meet for outdoor, it would be, you know, maybe run the mile and the 200 and then you do a workout afterwards.
Okay.
Um,
Jeez.
yeah. Cross, there were some cross meets like we had a quad meet um my either junior or senior year and my coach told me I wasn't running it. I had to do a workout instead.
Really?
Yeah, so he pulled me out because it didn't matter if we won or lost.
Yeah.
So we got second that day. If our whole top seven sat out, we got second
Wow.
out of four. And if we ran, obviously we would have won. Um, but he was like, I don't need to win this one. It doesn't matter. It's a quad meet. And that's where
Dang.
other people are like, yeah, we're undefeated because we won all of our dual meets. I'm like, quad meets don't matter, let alone dual meets. Like,
Yeah.
that's just
I mean,
crazy.
I
You
never heard
know?
of a dual meet in cross country. I mean, we had
No,
them in
yeah.
middle school,
They did them
but
more. They
like,
were talking more in track because they're like, our
yeah,
track
we
team's
have them in
undefeated. I was
track.
like, my track team lost every single invitational we went to. You're telling me you won every invitational? And they're like,
Yeah.
no, it was dual meets. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So for your regular cross country schedule, how many races? Like you
Tennis.
said, every now and then you would have a race on a Tuesday, followed by an invitational.
Yeah, so we
But
probably had,
was it like rare that happened?
kind of, yeah. It would be most of the time if we had a race on a Tuesday, we'd probably have that weekend off. Um, but then that would be coming up on um postseason. So like
Okay.
counties, regional, states.
Yeah.
So it would be like probably 2 weeks out from counties. So you'd have, you know, a race on a Tuesday that you do a workout, then you'd be off Saturday, and then you'd have an invitational Saturday, and then you'd have counties Saturday. The next,
Okay.
like the following
Yeah.
Saturday, and then it would go regional states thereafter. So
Okay.
that was usually how it went.
Yeah. My senior year was very race heavy. It was every single Tuesday except for one, we'd have a race. Every single Saturday except for
Hmm.
one, we'd have a race. And they weren't the same week. So it was every week we had at least one race.
Oh,
And
okay.
most of them we had 2 races a week. So in terms of like getting workouts in at practice, it was like a Wednesday or Thursday thing. No, it was a
Got it.
Thursday thing. Like we literally had one day that
Oh
we
yeah,
could do
we had
workouts because Monday was pre-race, Wednesday was recovery, Friday was pre-race.
the Wednesday or Monday was workout, Wednesday was workout Wednesday. That one sucked because we had a really hard workout on Wednesday, and then
Yep.
Friday was recovery. So it would be lots of work. But what's your I want to know your pre-race ritual.
Oh yeah.
We're coming up on it's 10 o'clock now. I don't know when we started. I think we started a little after 9. So we
Yeah.
probably got like 10 or 15 minutes left.
Okay.
But I'm enjoying this and I want to
Yes.
hear
Yeah.
pre-race
I
rituals
love talking about racing
because I feel
because
like I could do this forever.
yeah,
But I
exactly.
feel like everybody has a little bit of a different pre-race ritual and
Mhm.
there's no one, set one that works.
Mhm.
But I love hearing it because I like incorporating different ideas into mine. So
Yep.
let's hear it.
So high school, I was very keen on like what I ate,
Hmm.
like the whole season, and
Okay.
more importantly, very close proximity to a race. And that didn't carry over in college because I found out that it didn't matter because, like first, like team meals and stuff, I'd have like pancakes with syrup and eggs, which I would never have in high school. Like for
That's good.
invitationals in high school, I'd have peanut butter and honey sandwich. That was it. And a protein bar.
Okay.
And that was it. I could not eat anything else. That is what I had to eat. But one thing carried over to high or college, and that's for if we had a race on Saturday,
Hmm.
and my friends still don't understand this, but I found a way to explain it that makes actual sense because it sounds a little weird. But if we have a race Saturday, Friday for lunch, I have a peanut butter sandwich.
Okay.
If we have a race Friday, I still have it Friday for lunch, peanut butter sandwich.
Okay.
Now, they were like, well, why don't you have it Thursday for lunch if your race is Friday? Because it was like Saturday, Friday's the day before. So a Friday
Right.
race, Thursday's the
Right.
day before. But for a Friday afternoon race, Thursday lunch is like too far in advance for me, in my opinion.
Oh, but then Saturday
Like,
morning is Friday afternoon. Okay. Okay.
yes,
I
yeah.
see it.
So from Friday afternoon to Saturday morning is a shorter turnaround. So at that point, it matters, like to
I
me
see. I
mentally,
see.
what I put in my body. And so I would have peanut butter sandwich, the lunch, the
Hmm.
sometime before the
Right.
race.
And
Because
I feel like
those,
that's the biggest thing that you just said is mentally. Like, there's
hmm
no
and
right answer to a
that's what
pre-race
rituals
ritual.
are. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
like it's
all
whatever helps you.
bingo.
Yeah,
Whatever helps you mentally get prepared, do that.
yeah. And I wouldn't say this one's like really mentally. It's just something I do most of the
Hmm.
time subconsciously, and it's most of the time in track too. I don't really do it in cross country, but
Okay.
when we're all on the line, but we're not towing the line yet,
Right.
the official's like going over, like he's just talking about having like a clean race or whatever.
Hmm.
I do like a little shake sort of thing with my back where I like twist my spine. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but like I'll do it with my hand. It's like I go, psh, psh, like I just twist and my shoulders go with it, and I just feel like it loosens me up a bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I most of the time I do it subconsciously. It's just like it's I don't know. It's like when you lock your car, if you do it with your key fob or your finger, you just naturally do it when you get out of your car. It's something like that. I don't really realize that I do it, but I
Right.
do it.
Right.
But yeah, those I think those are my only two. I don't really do anything special other than that. Like I don't wear a special pair of socks or
No.
oh, actually in high school I had race underwear.
Did you really?
Yes, yeah, purple pair of underwear. Yep.
I didn't wear underwear when I
And
raced.
then I passed out coming across the line after I did a 2 mile 4x4 back to back. And
Oh, yikes.
yeah, so I passed out across the line and got a hole in them.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a sad day.
sounds like it.
Yeah,
Rest in
but,
peace, the
but yeah,
purple underwear.
those are my rituals. What
Okay.
do you have anything special?
So high school I would eat oatmeal a lot. Um,
Flavored or plain?
maple
Brown sugar?
maple brown sugar with peanut butter in it. I'd
Yes.
put peanut butter
Ooh.
into peanut butter and oatmeal is one of my favorite snacks, top 5 all time.
I really need to try that. I never even thought about doing that.
So good, just a spoonful of peanut butter. Oh my god, so good. So so I would eat peanut butter or oatmeal and peanut butter. Uh, again, the music was a big part. high school, I didn't really have anything. I just kind of woke up and I did it. College, I eat egg whites. I will not eat regular eggs. I don't like regular eggs. I like egg whites. Egg whites taste better to me.
Okay.
Um, and I eat bagels with a little bit of butter on them, not a lot, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's kind of the food part. I like to take a nap on the bus, um, just because we have someone told me, I forget who it was, but somebody told me like taking a nap like puts your muscles to sleep and then you have to re-wake them back up when you get there. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I can understand it and I can see that, but I like sleeping on the bus because it's less time my mind wanders
Yeah.
and I'm just asleep. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So sleeping on the bus is nice. In terms of like the night before or anything like that, I wear I don't wear any special socks because in track I don't race in socks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't wear underwear because I don't race in underwear.
Yep.
I look at my tattoo if that's anything.
Wait,
I can
how do you
just
even do that? It's on your back.
feel so many people cringing at the fact that I just said that. But um, now, like when I get out of the shower in the morning, I shower. That is one thing. I shower before every meet.
Okay.
I shower at night every day just because after practice and stuff we're all nasty. So I
Mm-hmm.
shower at night every day. That way I get in bed clean. Um, so I'm a
But you
big fan
shower
of showering.
again in the morning, even
Yes.
though you showered the night
Yes.
before?
Yep.
Oh.
So Friday night, if we have a meet Saturday morning, Friday night I'll shower after practice. Do whatever, play video games, do some homework. Saturday morning I will wake up early so that I can shower.
Wow. So
So
you like being clean for your race.
I do. It's such a nice refresher to just I feel good. I just took a shower. And if you
Mm-hmm.
start your day feeling good, it only carries on from there. So
Cold shower, hot shower?
hot shower. Hot, 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 hot. Like it's a
Burning hot.
sauna by the time and
Oh,
especially at
dang.
school, when I don't have to worry about hot water running out. Oh, I'll get up 20 minutes early, sit in the shower.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Get out and it's just comb your hair, brush your teeth, go back and just kind of time to eat. It's just
Okay.
it's a nice way to start my day that I feel good and I feel like I've accomplished something already before I've even
Mm-hmm.
left. And so
That's
then
like
it
making your bed.
carries on throughout the day. Exactly. I don't make my bed any other day. Before meets, I'll make my bed.
Okay.
So yeah, those are kind of my rituals. I don't want to cut it short, but I also forgot to set my timer today, and I feel like it's 10:10, so I feel like we're at an hour.
I feel like we could be.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
It's hard.
It
It's hard
doesn't.
to gauge because
Yeah,
it
because
goes
it
by so
doesn't feel
quick.
long.
No, it doesn't feel long at all.
Yeah.
Um, all right, well, we'll wrap it up. So thanks everybody for listening. Hopefully this is an hour. Really
That
crossed
was
my
my
ear
favorite
there.
topic so far.
I really enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have any topics you want us to talk about, next week is going to be Andy Geltz, and then I think the week after that we're going to have somebody else on, another alumni. So, yeah, if you're interested in any topics and want us to talk about them, throw them up there. Might
Yep.
be a little bit before we get there, but we'll get there. And yeah, we look forward to hanging with you guys again next week. So we'll see you then.
Yep.
Stay tuned to hear from Andy Geltz, and we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.